impressions of these guys?
They work. You know, that's what we're trying to get across to them. Again, they've been with the strength staff for a long time, but this is the first time the coaches have ever been with them. So trying to get them lined up in formations, and spacing, and understanding the field and all that stuff. So. But they work hard.
Have you been pleased with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's been good.
What's kind of drawn you to a 3-4 defense over the years?
Just the ability to, you know, when we were at Oregon playing to stop the run, you know, so you get bigger, longer bodies, recruit to your scheme, really good at stopping the run.
Is there something about it that lends itself to attacking better, forcing turnovers better?
I think every defense does that, so I don't think there's a scheme that teaches you how one scheme is better at turnovers than another scheme. So.
Do you feel like the pieces you have here will be, you talked about tailoring personnel to scheme. Do you feel like the pieces here will be?
Yeah, but we're not a 3-4 team. I think we're a multiple team. So I think no one, and I don't think anybody is. I mean, you watch the NFL, no one plays just 3-4 every single down. No one plays 4-3 every single down. Everybody's kind of multiple in what they do. And the situation dictates it. You know, you may have a 4-down package when it comes to 3rd down and 3-down package on 1st or 2nd down, but it's going to be varied. So it's a matter of getting to know your players, kind of figuring out where they fit. So.
You've got a handful of guys in yellow jerseys. Can you give us any updates on those guys?
Yeah, the trainers have deemed them that they can't go through a full practice. So that's just about, you know, we'll see when they get cleared, then they go through full practice. So.
In the first 2 practices, there were a couple of guys who played different positions than they did last year. Boss Tagovailoa, Moses Robinson-Carr. Can you take us through those position changes?
We need help in the offensive line. You know, we're depleted there. There's not a lot of depth there. So we had to get some people to come over and play O-line. And then in Moses' situation, just trying to put him in the best situation. You know, he's almost 280 pounds now. He's not a tight end, so he looks like what we're looking for in a defensive end for technique. So we'll take a look and see what he can do there.
How early when you came in did you decide on those changes?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of things going on when we got here early, so I don't know an exact date or time on that. So.
Are you still actively looking to maybe move guys to O-line or D-line or anything?
Yeah,
like
we'll take anybody. You know, any O-lineman out there, tell them to come here.
I mean, in terms of switching positions, though?
Now, maybe. We'll see. You know, we've only had 2. We haven't had pads on. We haven't done anything, so we've just been in helmets for the first 2 practices. So.
What was the conversation like with Boss or Moses presenting that change for them?
They're great. So, you know, very selfless of them. They just want to play football, so I don't think there's any. I mean, if you're Moses, I think he was the 5th or 6th tight end. So, you know, when you tell him you're going to move over to defense, and I think he knows. I mean, he was trying to keep his weight down to be a tight end, so now he doesn't have to worry about that. So.
There's several guys who were on last year's roster that aren't here this year, like Jalen Starks or Octavia Spencer, Will Lockett. Do you have any update on where those guys might be?
Well, Jalen wasn't here since I've been here, so I think he got suspended at the bowl game. So, and I didn't really take over until after the bowl game. So.
Octavia Spencer, Will Lockett.
He's not in. Octavia Spencer's not in school.
Okay.
Lockett, Will Lockett, safety.
Yeah, he's not here.
Not here.
You got a good chunk of this team that's not here for the guys you recruited that aren't here yet. Is it harder to evaluate guys when the whole team is not here and you can't see one guy versus another guy he's competing with? Or
No,
I
mean it's like that at every college team in the country. So we don't look at it that way. You know, we're evaluating these guys. I've never seen these guys, so I'm not trying to compare them to the people we recruited. We're trying to figure out who they are. So.
Just a couple more guys. Steven Zabier.
No longer here.
Denzel Fisher.
Was gone before the bowl game.
Deshaun Holiday.
Gone before the bowl game. A lot of those guys were gone before. I've never met some of those guys. I've never met. They were not here when I got it.
Sure.
You know, really, I looked at it. My first time with this team was on January 6th when they came back to school. So.
Coach, what are some of your expectations for spring practice?
We're just trying to get lined up and guys understand our schemes offensively and defensively and special teams wise, and play with great effort and energy. That's all we ask. That's all we've talked about to our players.
How have you thought guys have done as far as adjusting to the pace that you like?
They've been okay. You know, it's a learning process. We've gone 2 days out of it. You know, we've only been out here for 2 days, so it's, you know, every day is a new day for them. Every day is a new scheme. You know, we're not running things today that we did on day 1. You install on day 1, you install on day 2, you install on day 3. There's a layering effect to what you're putting in, so there's always something new for them every single day.
How much of your scheme were you able to introduce just in meetings and stuff before you guys hit the field?
None, because we didn't. You know, you can't do anything until you get on the field. So,
okay.
Our first day with these guys was when we were, you know, what are we on, Saturday? Tuesday was the first time they ever got a chance to see it, you know, to see it on the field.
So you didn't have the chance to just talk football in meetings or anything like that?
Yeah, I think we did the week before, but they were our whole thing was we needed to get, you know, bigger, faster, stronger. So our entire off season from January until last Tuesday was almost every hour we had, we focused on getting them in the weight room. So you only have 8 hours in the off season a week, you know, so you can carve out, all right, let's meet and put our scheme in. Well, then they're not lifting. I mean, you got how are you going to divvy up your days? Our priorities in the off season was to make sure that they were lifting, running, and trying to get them up to speed and ready for practice. Because it doesn't matter if they're in the classroom and they learned your scheme. If they go out there on day one and pull a hamstring, it doesn't help them either. So,
what was it about Frank's work at Virginia that made you want to bring him on board?
Does a great job with no soft tissue injuries. I think they went 2 years where they didn't have anybody injured from a soft tissue standpoint. They teach a complete package. You know, it's not just strength, it's not just conditioning. It's improvement in speed, improvement in body composition. So, you know, him and his whole staff that he brought with him is the full package.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.